BrussosBrand.com, where the pros are the pros. You know, Stevie, I got to tell you something, bro, and maybe I don't know if people will really understand this, and maybe they will look at me as, I don't know, bro. I don't know how they're going to look at me. And I also know, bro, during the time, you were in a much different place than you are now. You know, now, Stevie, my God, you are happily married. You have a beautiful, beautiful wife. You had a life and death situation as a shoot. You have experienced a lot since the wrestling business. Okay, Stevie, I got to tell you this, and I don't know if this makes me a jerk or what. But my God, Stevie, you know, starting Friday night, like Friday through Sunday, my Twitter timeline is just inundated by everybody and their mother down in Philadelphia. Every freaking wrestler, like it's like on WrestleMania weekend, the world stops. And if you've ever been involved in wrestling for 5 minutes of your life, you're going to be right down in the epicenter of WrestleMania. Bro, whether you're working conventions, whether you're trying to make a buck, whether you're trying to get a job, if you were ever associated with wrestling for 5 minutes, you're going to be wherever WrestleMania is. Then, Stevie, all weekend long, I'm getting pictures of all the boys hanging out with each other, all smiles, everybody in their glory. And I'm looking at these pictures, bro, like every single one of them. And I'm sitting back and I'm saying, these guys and gals, bro, they love this more than anything else. They love it more than their families. They love it more than their pets. They love it more than their free time. They just love this business. They love to be together. They love to be around it. And I'm looking at all this, Stevie, and here's the first thing I think of. And like I said, when you and I were in the business, we had a different set of personal circumstances. Stevie, there is no way on this planet I could have loved and embraced and made wrestling my entire life if I actually loved my family. If I actually loved my family, bro, because here's the bottom line, Stevie. Bro, I never wanted to be away from home. Stevie, you don't know how I dreaded the night before and then waking up and packing. Stevie, I swear to God, this is a shoot. All my years in the business, every company I worked with, as soon as I left the house for the airport, the countdown clock started in my house. That's all I cared about, bro. Getting closer to going home. That's all I cared about. And I'm looking at all these guys palling, posing with each other. They're all down there. They're freaking twitting and twatting and teeting out the freaking ass. And I'm like, there is no way that business could have ever been that important to me, bro, where it literally superseded my family. That's why, Stevie, all I needed were the magic words from Vince: go hire a nanny to watch your kids. That was all I needed. That was confirmation. And bro, 99.9% of the people in my shoes would have said, oh, you know what, Vince, you're right. I'm going to hire a nanny to watch my kids, and I'm going to work for you 23 hours a day. 99.9% of the people we worked for would have done that. Stevie, I don't understand it. I don't. From day one, bro, I looked at that business as a job. J-O-B, man. It was no different than when I worked at CBS. But my God, Stevie, you got people our age, 60s, 70s, They have not let this freaking thing go for a second, bro.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. And yeah, there was a point in my there was a point in my life, but also you put hand in hand with when I was single. I did not have a wife. I
Right.
didn't
That's
even
what I'm
really have a
saying.
girlfriend.
That's what I'm saying.
And my goal, which I didn't reach at the time, but my goal was sacrifice everything that I can now so I can have a family life post wrestling, because I knew it would end. Let me just wait to, it lined up, and people can believe whatever they want. You and I believe God puts, certain timelines in there for a reason. I didn't get married until my mid 40s, when I was long gone from the business and let go of the obsession, not the love, the obsession, that it was never going to return the input that I put into it. And, there's a thing that I wish that I did that you just mentioned. I wish in a lot of ways that I treated the business, like a job, shut it off, turned it on. You know me from TNA. I took a lot of stuff personally because I put my heart and soul into it.
Right.
These people that went on WrestleMania weekend still have their heart and their soul and their minds in that frame to say, do I have one more run left in me? Are they going to call one more time? This is something I was going to post, but I know the way the wrestling fans and business react to these kinds of posts. I really wanted to post a very uplifting message to those people that might think, is this all there is? I'm holding hands with my wife on the beach. We're taking some photos. We're doing a video mostly about how I cannot handle stress at times and how I'm trying to be better and giving people tips on how they can handle it better. Long story short, I took a nice picture of us holding hands, looking out into the ocean. And I legitimately turned to my wife and said, this is a moment now that we're sharing that is better than any WrestleMania moment I can imagine. And she goes, are you serious? Like, I know there was a time that's all you wanted was to at least have a match at WrestleMania. I go, I can't think. I've never felt the fullness in my heart and in my soul that I do now. There's not 1 second in wrestling that came close to me holding hands with my wife on the beach. And I wanted to share that on social media. And then I thought, we're going to get the bitter and irrelevant and jealous and all these adjectives and adverbs that don't make sense with the post. That just said, well, you would, if you got the call, you would leave that in a second. And I'd say, you know what? It's not even worth the effort to post it. But telling you, one of my best friends and anybody out there that gets it, dude, I'm still feeling that fullness in my heart from that one moment. And I said to myself, I'm so happy, because I did get the opportunity to get booked for many signings, many appearances. They even asked me, oh, you want your first match back since your spine infection? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? So in a way, well, they bait people that want that though. I don't chase that. But I'm like, and I'm sure you're that way with Amy, your kids, and your dog, everybody, even us as friends. We only get so many trips around this sun, as Ben would say. We only get so many moments. We only have so much to spend our time and energy on. And I have to say, dude, I've never been happier in my life. And I was gauging myself throughout the weekend. Would I rather be at the ECW arena? I'm just saying, it's an honest question with myself. Is there even a little part, as Rocky would say, or Sami Zayn, is there stuff still left in the basement? And I'm like, yes, there's stuff still left in the basement, but I'm motivated by the things I'm doing now, not that. Right. And it's very strange to go from, it was my entire life, to now I can't wait for it to be no part of my life. Yeah. Isn't it? I mean, you understand, but
Stevie, I totally understand, because I'm watching everybody down there, and I'm like, I swear to God, Stevie, that in the middle of all that would have been the last place in the world I would have wanted to be. And that's why I feel like, I am not a part of this business. I am not a part of that. I don't feel like I ever was. And man, I don't know what it is with these freaking people, bro. People that we worked with, Stevie, that, here we are, bro. Our career is over. And this is still the be all end all of our existence. I will never understand that for the life of me, Stevie.
Well, I don't fault them for having any kind of passion or love for anything. But when you do compare the family life and other things, and everybody has to make money and make a living, and I had the opportunity to make some pretty good money there, but I've been trying to really focus more on the fitness business, on edit, on skills and things and building blocks and foundations that are carrying people like us for the next 10 to 20 years.
Right.
WrestleMania weekend is not going to do anything to foster future business for myself. And I'm like you, I've completely changed that. When I add it up and add the time away and I live an hour and a half from the airport too. So purposely, I'm kind of put myself out on an island where it's hard to get to the airport. When I lived in Atlanta, it was very easy to take a booking.
Yeah.
Now I really have to think about it, which is great because when I measure it, and I just got to repeat it, like every moment there and every moment doing anything else away from my wife, my family, my friends, my business, it is painful to think about. I don't know. And I don't fault, once again, not bitter, not irrelevant. I don't mind being irrelevant, by the way. I'm cool with it. But I'm happy for the people that got a lot out of it, that have whatever. But be careful with that weaponized hope of the wrestling business. Do not let it make you feel less than. That's what I hate about the business.
What's up, Brand? This is Jeff Lane inviting you to come hang out with me over on Twitch. I'm live several nights a week playing games, classic and new, currently going through Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the new Contra game, and more. So check me out, Jeff Lane 22 on Twitch.
Pick up Mike Durbin's Conan action figure, bro. Look how beautiful this thing is. I freaking love the packaging, man. Look at this. MikeDurbin.com, guys. Help Mike out, man. This is a beautiful action figure, bro. Beautiful. MikeDurbin.com.